Hello everybody, it's Vintage here and I'm bringing you another game of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void, a PvT here on Ruins of Seras. In the bottom left we have the Red Terran, Nilou, and in the top left we have the blue Protoss, it is QueenE, who's recently been streaming a lot more StarCraft 2. So, another TvP here, a little bit like yesterday, but different map, and definitely, I'm assuming, a little bit different playstyle, but we have to just wait and see how both players choose to open up here. So, as usual, there's a little bit of downtime, but it is close spawn, so if that does get scouted, Nilou might choose to try and go for some cheeky Liberator shenanigans. There is a spot here that you can kind of, if you have Liberator range, you can abuse, kind of park it here, deny a lot of mining there, and that's kind of why, again, you need to be opening Stargate really kind of blindly versus Terran at the moment. But there's also a spot back here you can abuse, and you can park back here as well, which definitely means QueenE will probably end up taking this third base here. But both players opting to open kind of pretty standard gateway, then gas here for QueenE, followed by that natural nexus, and looking to be a Reaper opening here from Nilou, but he might choose to go straight into that reactor because Reapers, again, aren't too effective versus Protoss because of that photon overcharge on the pylons. But he's actually going to open straight Marine here, even though he's going for the double gas, actually. I did not notice that part. So he did actually going to go for that factory. Probably going to go for some cheeky shenanigans here. Where's he going with this SCV? Probably to go scout and find out what's going on. But I have a feeling something cheeky's going to happen with that double gas. QueenE coming in. We'll get the first scout off as the probe is rallied straight to the main base of Nilou here. And Nilou scans still on one base. He will manage to get the wall up before the probe comes in though. So QueenE actually doesn't go even up the ramp, so doesn't even see what's happening at all. Doesn't even try to see whether or not she can see the gas. She might be able to. I don't think so. If we have a look at her vision here, she can't actually even see the gas here, let alone the factory or the double gas. But she's now got a cyber core. She's getting a second gas and has got a nexus about to finish, which is something that Nilou didn't have. Obviously, he doesn't have a nexus, but he hasn't even got a command center here, and he's going for that starport. And it looks like it might definitely be Liberator shenanigans here because he's getting that tech lab done. Although he might, he's actually going to go for a siege tank. So it looks like he's going for a siege tank drop of some kind. See what this SCV is going to build over here. Okay, just a deep both vision to see if a warp prism comes in. Give you a little bit of extra reaction time there, but it looks like it is going to be a tank drop of some kind, but there is a Stargate already finishing up here for QueenE, so she is definitely going to be able to deal with the medevacs quite easily because tanks can't shoot up, medevacs can't shoot back. But Nilou was a little bit supply blocked here, but he's actually building a Liberator with this tank. So it looks like he's just going to go for some sort of Marine tank Liberator push and just try to put a lot of pressure on. But there is actually an Oracle coming out as well, and because even though he will have the vision to see that, probably, unless it comes in right around the back. There is no engineering bay, there's nothing at home, there's no turret, so Nilou can take a lot of damage from this, and any damage he does take is really bad, because he does not have a second command center to help him replenish those SCVs. But he's moving across the map here with 5 Marines and a siege tank, and he's just going to rally everything as well, bringing 2 SCVs, assuming to either repair the tank and build bunkers as well, possibly. But this SCV, having a little poke around, see if there's a fast third taken. If a fast third was taken, this game would basically be over. But actually, there isn't actually that much at the moment for QueenE. There are 2 adepts. The mothership core is on the way here. It's really the photon overcharge. There is one pylon at the front, but the adepts do spot this now. There is a siege tank sieging up on the low ground, and QueenE needs to be careful. Doesn't lose this adept here, and here comes that Liberator as well. That adept does take a shelling, and the Liberator to siege up, and there goes down that bunker. But the Oracle is just going ham in the middle line here of Nilou. 13, 15, 16, 17 kills, 18 kills before it runs out of energy. 10 SCVs remaining here for Nilou. 7 in the main base, and the rest of them actually over here. Only 8 left now as well. As 2 did I over here at the front base of QueenE. The siege tank has sieged up and now can start shelling that pylon. The Liberator is in position as well to stop any units diving on this Terran army. And there's a Viking here as well to maybe take pot shots at that mothership core, stopping it off more photon overcharge, but that pylon is going to go down anyway. Viking on patrol, trying to take a shot to the mothership core, and it does. And the second tank does come in, but again, Nilou is very all in with this. He has absolutely no economy at home right now. He's pulled off gas to get a little bit extra mineral income, but he does have to break QueenE here. She can afford to lose these probes at the natural, and potentially even lose the Nexus, because she knows that she is so far ahead in the economy right now. But Void Ray does come out and is just gunning down the Liberator, but doesn't quite get it as the prismatic alignment does wear off. So just going to fall back into main base. More gateways finishing up. Warp Gate has finished as well. So QueenE's just going to warp in a ton of adepts. It's just waking up more Void Rays. Really should be chrono boosting those out, as the chrono is just currently being wasted on the Nexus doing nothing, where she could be getting Void Rays out a lot quicker here. But there is +1 Iron Rider finish as well, which is going to be a huge advantage for QueenE's ground units. One adept does take some free shots there from the siege tank, but the Liberator is going to go down, which means all high ground vision has been lost, but the Liberator does go down anyway. 2 Marines walking across the map. Another siege tank at the back here doing nothing. The bunker isn't being occupied at all. And the Oracle still, with now 27 kills, is just sitting in the middle line here of Nilou, and really she can just bring this back and help you sit in the defense. You know, reveal all these units here so she can doesn't have to risk her units as much dealing with them. Risk exposing her units into positions where so they can see them. Oh, does he be careful? Doesn't lose his mothership core. That would be really nasty. Loses the mothership core and the Void Ray. Now there are 4 adepts here. The tanks aren't sieged, but they are still putting out a ton of damage, and these adepts just do not have the firepower at the moment to deal with all these. There are 6 Marines, and 1 tank does go down. Nice focus fire there. We'll get the other one with the prismatic alignment. Maybe it's going to be close, but the Void Ray does go down, and that tank barely survives, and there is an SCV here to repair it. Another adept warping in, and QueenE is actually in a lot of trouble right now. All she has to do is hold on, though. She's in a fantastic economic position. Only 2 SCVs to 20 probes right now. Even though she did lose that Nexus, she's in a much stronger position. Just surround the tank and destroy it with the probes. Oh, which just gets it. SCV keeping it alive for a lot longer than it should. He's focusing down that Zealot there with the starter step, and it does actually eventually finish warping in. But now the Marines are trapped, and the probes finish off the last of the Marines. And the Oracle has returned here as well, and we'll finish off these couple Marines here with absolute ease. It might go down. No, no, close. 24 hit points left, 4 shields and 20 real HP. But there's another Void Ray out, and this attack is over. Nilou might try and recover him here, but he's so far down economically. 3 SCVs versus 15 probes. He's down in armor supply, down in upgrades. There are Void Rays coming out as well, and QueenE's about to get +1 ground weapons as well. So even though she only has 1 Zealot, it's going to be a very strong Zealot. Actually making some sentries here, which personally I don't really agree with. I feel like it could have been better spent, but then again, she did have a bank of gas and not many minerals. So sentries was the only thing that she really could make, and actually anything at this point is really strong, considering these are going to be 1-1 sentries versus non-upgraded Marines at all. No stim, no combat shield at all. There is a Cyclone coming out, which will be really useful in defense, but it might not get out in time, as Oracle's already here and can get these 2 Marines for free pretty much. And now even more SCV is going to go down, gets the Mule as well. That's a lot of minerals just lost there. Trying to split up the SCVs to buy himself some more time, but they're all going down. Not just targeting down that for refinery, but Oracle will go down to the Cyclone, but that's the lock-on used. It will finish in a second, but just needs to be careful. The Viking has come back, picks on the Zealot, and the Viking is going to have a fight with the Void Ray here, but the prismatic alignment destroys that Viking instantly. And also it's going to just absolutely ravage the Cyclone, but looks like he might push this back for now, as the Cyclone lock-on does pick off the Void Ray, and the Zealot has no HP, but the other 2 sentries are here as well. But still, 2 SCVs versus 19. He does have that Mule, which is helping a little bit, but it isn't quite enough to bring the Death Hit back. If Nilou wins this game, Mules are fucking OP, guys. But I don't think that's the case. Nice force field there, actually stopping the Cyclone from chasing down this sentry. If we look back at home here, QueenE's still on 1 base, does have 3 Zealots and a Stalker and another Void Ray though, with more actually walking across the map. If we look at the armor supply, it's 22-3 with 1-1 for the Protoss player. This game is pretty over, guys. Nilou did do a good job holding on with what he had, but I don't think it's going to be enough to hold back this next attack. The sentry does see the Cyclone there, gets a little tickle damage on. Locked onto one of the Stalkers. We'll push it back a little bit, but QueenE realizing, oh, nice force fields there, allowing QueenE to get a couple more free shots upon that Cyclone. But now the rest of the Stalkers are here, the Void Ray's here, and the Zealots as well. And Nilou's going to be really, really hard pressed to bring this one back. The reactor goes down in the barracks, means 2 Marines were going to be bought only 1 at a time. But he just cancelled that and chooses to make a Widow Mine instead. But I don't think even a Widow Mine, as good as they are, is going to be good enough to hold that. The Cyclone goes down, and it goes down. The rest of the work is GG's called. Funny game, smiley face. And that is game. It was quite an interesting game there. Wasn't quite sure what I was expecting. That kind of went all over the place. That Oracle was a real hero, though. 27 kills on that Oracle, and it did go down eventually, but it was an absolute hero. Yeah, that was an interesting game, to say the least. Anyway, I will be streaming tonight, guys. I'll be streaming some StarCraft 2, plus a bit of Terran Ladder, and then probably some random as well, so I can learn the races a bit better for my casts. We'll have another video up tomorrow. I'm probably going to try and document the Cyclone bug regarding the Phoenixes, and if you lift up the Cyclone when it's locked on, and the unit it's locked onto dies, what happens with that. So I'm going to try and document that and do some stuff in the unit tester. Might even record that tonight on stream. But in the meantime, thank you for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you all next time.